Hi, my name is Amir. I'm the VP of Engineering, and we're going to talk today about cloud-native development. We'll talk a little bit about what that is and how it's different from traditional development. Traditional development, we focus on the application first and think about the infrastructure and where it's hosted second. A lot of times what that's meant is that we build our applications in a silo and we don't get to leverage a lot of the services that we would otherwise be able to if we focused on the hosted environment from day one. Cloud-native development is as much of a philosophy as it is a set of tools. It's the notion that we don't leave the infrastructure, we don't leave the hosting until the end of the project, we consider it from day one. From day one, we consider where is our application hosted and what sort of services can we leverage from that platform, AWS in particular, that will speed up and open up opportunities that we wouldn't otherwise have if we left that decision until the end. Cloud-native development is similar to traditional development in a lot of senses. We still write code, we're still focused on application logic, but we open up our opportunities from looking at hosting our applications in the traditional model, EC2 instances, containers, things like that, to utilizing higher level services such as Lambda, API Gateway, Kinesis. What it allows us to do as developers is to really focus on just the application logic, just the business logic that differentiates us from our competitors. It really moves all of the undifferentiated heavy lifting, things like OS management, things like software patches, things like durability concerns and availability concerns. It moves all of that concern from the developers' minds into the AWS land. It puts that on AWS, who has a team of experts focusing on just that, and allows us and our developers to focus on just the things that make us special. Developers are used to developing applications locally and testing them locally, and then deploying them to the cloud near the end of the project, or perhaps when QA is ready to do some testing. When you're doing cloud native, you need to deploy day one, and you need to be used to the fact that your application needs to deploy day one. That means developing processes, tooling, and other things to help gain that productivity and make sure that your developers aren't stuck waiting for deployments, aren't stuck waiting for resources, aren't stuck waiting for DevOps folks to help them out. The difference with cloud native technologies is that I don't pay for any of the costs unless someone is utilizing my services. I don't pay for any compute or bandwidth unless someone hits my website. If my application is idle throughout the night, that's completely free to me. As soon as someone hits the website, all of my code is running, serves the requests, goes away, and then I'm back to paying nothing again. Alistair Group is an East Africa-based logistics company that helps their customers ship 650 tons of equipment and materials across East Africa a year. When Alistair Group first came to us, they were utilizing spreadsheets to help manage their business. This worked for them initially, but as they grew, they really quickly outgrew that process. We helped them identify the business use cases and the application structure to help their operations team manage this workload efficiently. We decided that serverless was a really good model to build this application for them. We did so by first starting with a RESTful API that was interfaced by both an Android application used by their drivers out in the field, as well as their operations folks sitting back at the office via a web application. From the API gateway, we communicate with Lambda to host all of their application logic and use DynamoDB to store all their persistent state. From there, we were able to gather data from the field and using the IoT service and route that to real-time alerts that were delivered via SNS. This development model worked very well for them because it kept their costs very low as they scaled up, but allowed them the flexibility to scale as they needed to without having to re-architect anything. And we're able to deploy the application on a matter of weeks rather than months or perhaps years if you're building a traditional application in traditional development models.